Hi, everyone. I'm Dana Rice, the founder of BlackArtsEducation.com, where we are connecting students and families to culturally relevant training in the arts. Today, I have an amazing entrepreneur mom who is going to share some of her experience, her journey in the arts with her kids. Her name is Ty Baker. And let me tell you a little bit about Ty before we get started so you'll know just why you can't miss this interview. So she is the mom of three. She has 7 twins and a son. So her kids are Talia, Tari, and Trayce. And you've probably seen them if you watch any entertainment streaming or on, network TV cable. You've seen these kids. So they've been in Tyler Perry's If Loving You Is Wrong, Underground Railroad, American Soul, Emperor, Star, MacGyver, Tales, and it's just a few of the things they've been in. So these kids are really busy, and that means this mom is really busy. Ty is also an author. She's written a book entitled How to Grind as a Momager. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that today. And so much more. So just keep watching, and I'm just going to welcome Ty to the show. Thank you, Ty, for coming. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to, introduce you to everybody and to kind of bring other people who already know about you up to speed. So let's just get started with a question that many people have when they encounter a mom who has kids in the industry. Maybe they have their own kids are, pretty young and they haven't done a lot of things yet. And so they often, when they come across somebody like you whose kids are doing everything, they say, well, how or when did you know that your kids wanted to get into acting?
Well, they told me when Talia and Tari were 6, they first realized that the people who played the roles in their favorite TV shows, that wasn't really who they are. When they saw them in something else, they're like, that's not her name. That's not her dad. Her name is blah, blah, blah. Her dad is whoop de whoop. Why does she sound like that? She doesn't have an accent. And so that's when I had to help them understand what was happening on the TV, that it's acting. It's a lot like you playing with your dolls and it's imagination. You make up this whole story, except the people are the dolls and they're in front of a camera instead of in front of you, held by your hands. So they're like, oh, we could do that. Like, okay, yeah, sure, of course you can, baby. You can do anything. That typical parent comment. And then after that, lo and behold, we are in the car and that cattle call commercial that says, you want to be the next Disney star, the next Nickelodeon star, that draws your kids in. And, the parents who are ignorant are like, yeah. And so they convinced me to let them go. They did amazing. They were 6. They're like, well, can they read? They've been reading since they were 2. And that was it. They wanted to do it ever since then. So I found them an acting school and I got them started. And then there's their little brother being around them. He's 3 years younger, so he was 3. And so eventually the bug bit him too. And he just kind of was grandfathered into the industry. He wasn't trying and I wasn't trying either.
I hear you. Well, wait, whoa, that's an amazing story, but I want to back it up to they were reading when they were 2.
All of my kids, yeah, I had all of them start reading when they were babies. We actually use Your Baby Can Read. It works if you really use it.
Oh, that's the thing that I've seen the commercials for that with the cards.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, and everybody, I didn't tell you that Ty is a certified educator as well. So, maybe the man has a little something to do it, but for everybody watching, one of the things that's really a key skill for child actors is the ability to read. Mm-hmm. I mean, that kind of gives you
word and the ability to read, but the comprehension and the fluency. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So just in case anybody's wondering, what kind of things should I be doing for my kid, and whether your kid is in acting or anything, I mean, reading is fundamental, everybody. So, take it from me. Don't wait. Don't think. A lot of times parents think that, when my kid goes to school is when this stuff starts.
Oh, yeah.
You really can't. If you wait until then, you miss the bus. So, just throwing that in. Now back to the questions for Ty, okay? All right. So with that, did you have experience in entertainment or performing arts or anything?
Actually, no. My background prior to my children entering this world and bringing me along with them was education and athletics. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So
it was new for all of us. And my daughter's first audition was for Tyler Perry's "If Loving You Is Wrong." And they both auditioned to be sisters, and Tari booked it. And that's not normal. You don't normally book your first audition, especially not for a SAG series. And so I got thrown into the deep end and had to learn on the job, and had a I had a large learning curve because we were on set every day of this SAG, TV series, and everybody knows Tyler Perry is like, and so it was like, whoo, okay. Let me learn this. What am I doing? Let me ask. I ask a buttload of questions. Even to this day, I still ask a buttload of questions, and that made all the difference in the world of me learning what I need to learn to keep up, catch up, and not get in the way. Because I just want to be able to set them up to be able to do what they're so good at. They're so good at it. But it is a business. So the talent alone is not enough. The relationships and the business savviness are just as important. So that's my part because I'm the one in charge. So I just made it my business to learn as much as I can to catch up. And then my son started acting, and then it's like juggling all three of them, and it can be a lot.
Yes. Speaking of, that can be a lot. And all the things that you've learned. And so you have taken the things that you've learned and created a resource to help other parents, kind of avoid some of the pitfalls that maybe, are out there. So can you talk to us a little bit about the book? Maybe can you share maybe one of the tips that you have in the book, or one of the topics you cover in there?
Okay. Well, so I get asked a lot of questions once people saw my children being successful or things that I'm sharing or what have you. And I get asked a lot of questions, and sometimes I'm not really able to take the time to really have that conversation with someone. Because a lot of times when a person goes, how do I get my kids started? That's such a broad question. And there's so many do's and don'ts and no's and yeses and if thens, and it's not cookie cutter textbook, because it might go this way for one person's path and another way for another one's career. So I decided to write this book because I wanted to answer as many of the questions that I've been asked all together and have it in one place. And now everybody can benefit from those questions. And then I also, like you said, took some things that I learned on the job, lessons learned, things I messed up on, or even things that I observed in other people's walk, like, they shouldn't have done that. Or, oh, that was awesome, I want to do that. So, and then just some things like, for instance, I have an example of one of my children's resumes in there, because they're questioning, how do I set up my resume? And that's just a basic technical thing, right? You can look at an example, like in a textbook, you see an example, then you do the example. So I actually put an example of my son's resume, since his is the longest and fullest. I have do's and don'ts in there where I talk about things that you should do on your own versus things that you should never do, like being too talkative in the waiting room of an audition or on set even. Don't get too comfy to start just running your mouth. I include a lot of terminology to help understand, what is a slug line? What's the difference between a manager and an agent? When should I get an attorney or financial advisor or entertainment accountant? All those things.
And all those things.
Audition process, the phases of the audition process, preparing for it, self-taping. It's a lot, and it's really a lot compact, real quick. I think it's a very good resource for anyone getting started or anyone who's been doing it with their kids but haven't really found success yet.
Yeah, and I've read the book, and it is all the things that you're saying. It is. I think I put a review on it too. But there's so many things to know, and it's just good to have a resource that you can, refer back to, because
Right.
and Google is your friend too, because this terminology is just random things all of a sudden, and I still have terms that come up every once in a while. I'm like, wait, what's that? What's that abbreviation for? You have to, yeah, so it's just good to have some resources. I want to talk about what it's like. You're a single mom and you've got 3 kids that you're navigating here. And now I was raised in a single mom with a single mom, so I kind of know many of the challenges, just from the kid perspective. And I'm a mom now, not a single mom, but I wanted to know, because I mean, it's anybody that's breathing kind of knows that, oh, that's pretty difficult. You got 3 kids, and wow. But I would like to know if you could give us some insights on something that people maybe haven't thought about a lot. People that are in your situation or a similar situation, being a single mom, and to put the positive spin on it. What are some advantages that you have realized of being a single mom in this type of situation, this industry?
Advantages?
Yes, there are some.
I don't know that there are many advantages. I think there are several disadvantages.
Yeah, but we know those already. We want to talk about some positives.
The only advantage that I would say that I can recognize off the top of my head, out of all the things I've been through, and we've been doing this for 7 years, my girls are 13 now, would be that I don't have to come to a meeting of the minds with a partner, with my husband.
That right there, that part right there.
About how this is going to be done. I don't have to get him to agree or be on the same page or walk this walk with me. And so that one partnership piece alone, like if I'm comfortable with it, then we're good. If I'm not comfortable with it, then we ain't doing it and we're good. So that piece, or even as the family structure, like when one of my kids books something and it's out of state, out of town, it's on location, I'm just going to take all my children. Let's go. I don't have to worry about a partner back at home feeling neglected or, frustrated with the absence or anything like that, or vice versa. If I want to leave whatever children with, my mom or a family member, then I'm able to do that. And again, not really have to go with the back and forth of trying to get someone that's supposed to be my partner in decision making to agree with me on everything. I can just do what I want.
Yeah. And that is really much bigger than people think it is.
Yeah.
And not to say that the partner situation is bad, because I love my partner situation, but when there are times it takes more time. You can't always give an answer on the spot, because you have to take
this industry forces you to hurry up. Like exactly. I have to make decisions in split seconds, and I'm making those decisions between me and my agent, me and my team. It's like, okay, guys, what's going on? What are the pros? What are the cons? Okay, boom, decision made. Let them know this.
Yeah, and so it's really important when we're doing really anything in life, but we're talking about this particular industry, to eliminate all the things in your mind that tell you can't do it. And so, I just want to empower, the single moms that's out there, single dads that's out there, just eliminate everything that's telling you what you can't do, because number one, this lady is an example that you can. And also just remember that no matter what situation we find ourselves in life, there's a positive somewhere in it. now, and we just got to find it and embrace it, and it helps us go to where we're trying to go. Right. So and that, I just felt like I really wanted to throw that out there, because there's so many people in this situation, and you know, life is full of no you can't, and we have to eliminate those for ourselves. So
I agree.
Yeah, so thank you, and I'm so glad that you pointed that out, because I mean, it's just really true. And now for all my people that's, you know, married up and coupled up like myself out there, with this is not a dig, okay? And nobody go out there and say, well, she said this, but no, I didn't say that. I'm just saying that no matter where we are, you know, we've got to find the positive in our situation, that part that tells us, okay, so I'm good enough to have this situation. I'm prepared enough to have this situation. That's why I wouldn't have it. So let me go ahead and do what I need to do. This is just a life skill, everybody. So remember, this is blackartseducation.com. So that's what we do. You know, I can't help it. So lastly, because I know you got to run off to something, but I want to talk about, we got a couple things. You've always got many things going on, lady, but you have, you've written it's a screenplay.
Oh, yes. So I screenwrite now. And my children have always said that one of their dream goals in their career is to star in a show or a film together, be the leads in a show together. So, you know, I get all these auditions that come across my table for the three of them constantly, ding, 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 and nothing ever even resembles that possibility. Like, it'll be maybe at the most two of my kids could star in it together if they were both fortunate and deserving to earn the roles. It would be two of them. I've only had at most two of my kids filming something together. So finally I said, you know what? We got to create it for ourselves. So I created a show back in 2017. I sought out to have certain screenwriters that I know write it for me. I had the concept, and the whole, I think 20 episodes broken down into two like seasonal seasons. And I finally ended up starting to write it myself, because my writer friends were like, Ty, I would love to, but I'm just busy. I'm busy, which is a good thing. That means they're being successful. That's why I sought them out. But it's also why I couldn't get them. And they said, write it yourself. You can do it. You write it yourself. I was like, okay. And I started writing, and then I got engulfed into it. It was like I was watching a show because it was so good. So yeah, we are at the point now where I'm pitching to producers and networks and shopping it around, and we're going to get it done. It's going to get done. And it'll have a series regular count of 7 cast, and including my 3 and 4 more. And so that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then I normally am very quiet about that, except with my close friends. But I just had a pitch meeting yesterday with the producer. It went amazingly awesome. So I'm looking forward to next steps.
Awesome. And that's really exciting. And I hope that everybody, we're going to tell them how to follow you so they can follow the journey. But I hope everybody's hearing that nothing just happens overnight. You say, you know, you started writing this in 2017. Here we are, 2021. You know, things take time. And, you know, the whole question of how do I get my kids on the show? Well, it takes time. You know, there's a series of things that have to happen. So just want to encourage everybody to, you know, be willing to put the time in and be patient. Be patient, but persistent.
Yes. Because I've been persistent, because I've been telling this show will come to be. It will. I felt it, God put it on my heart. So I just keeping my eyes and ears open for next steps and people who I can connect with, network with, grow from, learn from, and evolve around for next step. And it's just been awesome experience with this. And I just can't wait. I'm gonna be very proud. It's like my baby. It's like my 4th baby.
Yeah. That's awesome. And I mean, I hope also that everybody is seeing that as you are, helping drive your kids with their goals, that
Mhm.
you are also, coming to your own goals and you're working towards those as well. It's like it works together. So you don't stop you,
No.
so they can do, and you don't not let them do so you can do. It's like we all go together. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's pretty powerful. So also, everybody, Ty has she's starting a club on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
It's to empower parents of kids in the industry, or prospective kids in the industry, people who want to know how. So tell
Yeah.
us about the group, Ty.
Okay, so in Clubhouse, forming a club, we actually have a room opening up today, which I know it would be already in the past when you guys see this. But typically every weekend on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, we hold rooms and different topics that just are involved in the TV and film entertainment industry, or related to parents of children aspiring or already in the business. So the name of the club is Kid Actors Made, and MADE is in all caps because it's an acronym. MADE stands for Moms and Dads in Entertainment. So Kid Actors, Moms and Dads in Entertainment. That's us. That's who we are. And it's really just about coming together, networking, becoming more educated, learning, growing, coming to the table with questions, or if you're experienced, coming to the table with sharing and testimonies. I bring in casting directors, agents, managers, acting coaches, hired set moms or hired set momagers, even actors who were once child actors who can tell you how it's become now as an adult actor, how to streamline that to keep the career going if that's what your child chooses. And momagers, I bring momagers like myself who are very experienced and been doing this a while, or have had success with their children. And we have panels where they share their knowledge or teach, answer questions. And the club is also going to be available for the members themselves to hold rooms where they talk about different things, whether it's mental health. One of my admin, she is going to focus on mental health of us as parents dealing with this, because it's a lot. And then mental health with your child, how to help guide them through that path, because it's different. It's different to have your child in this field and still living the daily life of a child. It's different, and it can be hard. Or just the whole being of the child, keeping a well-balanced life. Different rooms about different things. We'll have rooms that are just for like newbies, so that they feel comfortable asking their questions that us veterans have like been years asked and it's over and we're past that. And then rooms for the vets to, discuss, oh gosh, lessons learned, what I just went through, or did you do, or did you find out, blah, blah, blah. So it'll be space for all of us to be comfortable. It's a safe space for all of us on whatever level you're in, or if you're trying or aspiring. Headshot questions, resume questions, all that. And I'm just really excited because when I joined Clubhouse, I'm a networker. I'm a business person. So I move and I make things happen. That's how I am. And I always have been. If I set my mind to something, it will get done. And when I was in there, I was noticing rooms all the time for actors, writers, screenwriters, link up, connect, panels of people sharing. And there was never anything that was a space for parents that have kids doing this. It's different for minors. There's some different questions to ask, or some different ways that things are done. And I was like, where is that? So I began looking for a club that was for parents. I searched for momagers to see if any of them had started something, and no one had. So I guess God put it on my heart that, okay, Ty, that means you need to create that space for us. So I did.
Awesome sauce. So Clubhouse, tell everybody where they can follow you on all the social, but especially Clubhouse.
Yes. Okay. So Clubhouse is a new social media app. Right now it's in its beta. So they're still working out kinks and doing developmental changes. So it's only available to people with iPhones, iPads, or iPods. So Apple devices at the moment. It'll eventually open up to Androids, but it's a totally different process to develop an app for Apple than it is for Droid. So they're not simultaneous. So they have to build that version out. So yeah, it's they're on Instagram, they have handles and everything, but you would, search Clubhouse in the App Store and download it. And then you either need an invite text from someone you know who's already in the app, and they would send you an invite because we get a few invites to add people in, or you will get put on the waiting list if you go ahead and download the app and fill out your name for your username at handle, and then they'll reserve that name for you until someone in the app brings you in. So that's how it works for now. Again, the club in there is Kid Actors Made. You can follow me in Clubhouse once you're in there, Ty Baker, this name right here. Or my at handle in there is at TYMILLE, Tamil, which is what Ty is short for. I am also on Instagram. My handle there is at 3T Mom, and that's spelled THR33TSMOM. So I spell the word three with threes instead of E's. So the word three with threes instead of E's, THR33, that's three, TSMOM, 3T's Mom. That's where you can find me on Instagram.
And don't worry, everybody. When we post this, it'll be in the description of it. So,
okay.
So it'll be there. Thank you so much, Ty, for giving us your time, for sharing your light, and just giving us encouragement with your story. And we just want to keep following your journey and your kids' journey. We love how they entertain us. Everybody, Ty's book, there's a link to it in our bookshelf on blackartseducation.com. So if you go to blackartseducation.com, just click the bookshelf tab, and then you'll see her book. It's on our featured list for right now. And there's a whole bunch of other Black books that are related to the arts. So we want you to check all those out, and keep following blackartseducation.com. And
if you get the book, please leave feedback, and so or a review, or even DM me on Instagram and let me know, because if there's more questions, then we can make sure we cover it in Clubhouse.
All right, you heard it. And we're going to sign off. So thanks for watching. Follow us everywhere at Black Arts Education.